couple weeks ago, I made a video about Katy Perry's new album, PRISM, sharing the same name with the domestic spying program because she's also a huge supporter of Barack Obama and campaigned for him very heavily in 2012. Today, I want to take a little bit deeper look at the implications of this, and that can be done with a simple Google search. So if you Google Katy Perry, you'll get 529 million results. If you Google NSA, you'll only get 103 million. If you Google Katy Perry PRISM, you'll get 40,700,000. If you Google NSA PRISM, you'll only get 35,500,000, which is especially disconcerting because the news about the NSA's PRISM has been out about 5 months longer than Katy Perry's album. And as a disclaimer, you should know that the results do fluctuate from day to day and from month to month, but the proportionate disparity remains pretty much the same. However, if you go to the news section of Google and you Google Katy Perry PRISM versus NSA PRISM, you'll find that there are hundreds of millions of results for the NSA, and that there are only tens of millions of results for Katy Perry's PRISM. But that begs the question, why are there tens of millions of news results for Katy Perry's new album, and why is that considered to be official news? The answer to that is that Americans have a very warped relationship with celebrity life and gossip because they're inundated from all angles of the media. They can relate to them on social media, so they feel like they know them, and they're very invested in what celebrities do because we've been very conditioned to care about luxury and wealth and beauty, and that's what celebrities embody. So it's very good that Katy Perry's new album has been reviewed to bear all and be very intimate, and if that helps her fans work through some issues and helps them relate to her, that's great. But my only concern is that it seems that more Americans are concerned with the intimate details of celebrity lives than the fact that the NSA can spy on the intimate details of their own lives whenever they want, for whatever reason. And I just want to refer to 2 books that I read in public school to illustrate the current state of America today. Because when I read them in public school, I thought that meant I was free because I was reading this literature. And if I weren't free, they would have never let me read it. So the first is Fahrenheit 451. It's one of my all-time favorites by Ray Bradbury. And he predicted when he wrote it in the 50s that Americans would be sitting around their television screens of 3 walls, completely even unable to hear the noise of bombs dropping outside their windows because they're so consumed with their entertainment that they couldn't be bothered. In fact, the government never even had to force books away from people. They just stopped reading them. And then, of course, there's 1984, another really great one, and it's a little cliche at this point, but it's really true because most people in America don't pay much attention to the government and are content to just exist in their own lives and get what they can from the government and aren't even aware of what country the government is at war with. And I know that it seems a little excessive to say that they are the thought police, but when you have the NSA able to access your search records and who you're creeping on the internet and everything that you explore while you're on the internet, that's literally your thoughts. So they really are the thought police. And I just want to say that when the government can raid your home because you Googled pressure cooker, what's next? What's next when they decide that it's not okay that you Google something else and they decide that they can force their way onto you because they don't like what you're thinking about? The good news is, though, that there are far more results on Google for the recent revelations about international spying from the NSA than there are about Katy Perry's new album, but I'm afraid that might just be because the international community tends to be a little bit more observant of current events than the average American.